Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Lorenzo, and I'm going to talk about the true cost of fashion. So, before we dive deep, it is important for us to understand the definition of terms. So, here we have clothing, garments, fabric, and cotton. So, when we say clothing, that refers to the garments or attire worn by individuals to cover, protect, or adorn their bodies. For garments are individual pieces of clothing designed to be worn on the body. So fabric is a material made by weaving, crocheting, felting, or bonding fibers together to create a flexible and durable textile. BT cotton, when we say that, that is a Bacillus thuringiensis. That is a bacteria that was discovered by Japanese biologist Shigetane Ishiwatari in the year 1901 and later on commercially grown into other countries like India and China. So fast fashion, when I say fast fashion is a business model in the fashion industry that focuses rapidly on producing trendy and affordable clothing inspired by high fashion designs and current cultural trends. It aims to bring the latest styles from the runway to consumers in the shortest possible time, often at a low cost. So, in fact, there are 80 billion pieces of new clothing each year that is produced. So, advertisement plays a major role in promoting brands and products, often suggesting the way to solve problems in your life is through consumption. So, this is what I'm trying to say. So, to solve problems in your life is through consumption. So, that is when advertisement plays a major role when it comes to promoting those brands and products. So, the key characteristics of fast fashion is number one is quick turnaround, trend driven, affordable pricing, and mass production. So, here, you're going to see by the end of this presentation, we will understand how greed, fear, power, and poverty are deeply tied to fast fashion industry. So let's start with United States. So in Texas, United States, where there are 3.6 million acres of cotton harvested, most of this cotton is genetically modified, or what we call is GMO. So these raw materials are then shipped to the manufacturing countries like India, China, and Bangladesh, and also in Dongguan, China, around 25,000 people work in manufacturing. So from there, there are dresses shipped and sold in the United States either by air or sea. So in Dhaka, Bangladesh, manufacturers are often they often ignore safety protocols to meet production demands or the risk of getting shut down. So that's that. And then one of the most tragic incidents in the industry is in the Rana Plaza collapse, because what happened there, ironically, as debt increases for these workers and manufacturers, so do the profits for uh, big fashion companies. And when we go back to India, or Delhi, India, one of the biggest producers of BT cotton is in Delhi. Unfortunately, BT cotton actually failed to promise to control the pests. That is when they extract the product. So resulting in the increased pesticide use. And in Punjab, India, one of the largest production areas in India, surrounding communities suffer from birth defects, cancers, and mental illnesses due to toxic waste that they use for their products. So for leather in Camper, India, chromium 6 chemicals are used to treat the material in Camper, India. So known as the leather capital. Here in the Philippines, the leather capital is Marikina, but in other countries, it's Kanpur, India. So water pollution from these chemicals has left no drinkable water or no potable water to drink, and made from crop irrigation, which is actually dangerous. So what is the impact or the economic and human impact? So first of all, cheap prices yield high profits, of course, and then business outsource manufacturing to developing countries for low production cost. So what happens now? These manufacturers compete for deals by cutting costs, which often means cutting safety and fair labor prices. So this leads to the rise of sweatshops, manufacturing facilities in various hazards, including high temperatures and chemical exposure. So these workplaces actually violate human rights, obviously. Because why? Often using violence to instill fear, causing emotional damage and trauma. So there are actually 11 million tons of clothing and textile waste that go directly to landfills each year when it comes to fast fashion. Because and this number actually continues to rise. So many clothes are discarded and later sold as donations to places like Haiti. So moving forward, in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, workers have suffered injuries, arrests, and even death while protesting for increased minimum wages. So, fortunately, there are organizations working to fight these injustices. One example is Fair Trade, which is a citizen-led movement responding to unfair practices in the global trading system. All right, so what are my final thoughts? So the true cost of fast fashion is not reflected in the price tag. What we see is the finished product, not the process behind it. We treat garments like mere condition or mere commodities, forgetting that human lives are actually behind those products. So business owners must actually prioritize the safety and human rights over profits. So they should treat workers with respect, not as slaves. So industry benefits and responsibilities should be distributed uh, equally across the globe. So at the end of the day, we are the ones living and contributing to this world. And it's time to step away from what is ordinary and start changing lives. Or actually change the start. I mean, change can actually begin with ourselves. So likewise, thank you for listening to my presentation. Again, my name is Paul Lorenzo. I'm a PUA student taking a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering, and this is my presentation when it comes to fast fashion. All right, thank you so much.